Namaskara. This is the next minute of the short film translation that we have been seeing so far. As usual, I will play it twice without doing any translation. For the third time, I will do a sentence by sentence translation and a word by word grammar details. Let's start.
ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ನಿಂಗೆ ಹುಷಾರಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಅರ್ಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ದೆ.
ಒಂದ್ ನಿಮಿಷ, ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನ್ ಮಾಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಾ?
ಈ ಒನ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಲವ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಹುಡುಗರು ಪ್ರೀತಿ ತಾಯಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗೆ. ತನ್ ಮಕ್ಳು ಇಷ್ಟ ಪಡ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡ್ಲಿ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವಳ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ನಾವು.
ಸಂತೋಷ. ನೀವ್ ಹೀಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇರಿ. ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ಒಂದಿನ ಬೀದಿಗೆ ಬೀಳ್ತೀರಾ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾನೇ ಬಂದು ನಿಮ್ ಕೈಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. ಬರ್ಲಾ? ಹೊರಡೋಣ?
ಹಲೋ, ಈಗ್ಲೂ ಬೀದಿಲೇ ನಿಂತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನೀನ್ ಹೃದಯ ಕೊಟ್ಟೋಗು. ಹಾಯ್, ನೀವು ಲೂಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಹೊಡಿತಾವಳಲ್ಲ. ನಾನೇ ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಹೊಡೆದ್ರೆ? ಹಲೋ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮೀ, ನನ್ನ ಲವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಡಿ.
ಅದೇ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಆದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ ಕಣ್ಗಳು ಬೇರೆ ಏನೋ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದೆ? ಏನೋ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದೆ.
ಪಾಪು ಅಂತ.
ಹಾ?
ನನ್ನ ತಾಯಿ ಕಣ್ಗಳ ತರನೇ ಇದೆ ನಿನ್ ಕಣ್ಗಳು.
Okay, so this is the first iteration. I'll play it again for the second time.
ನೋಡ್ದೆ ನಗಾಡ್ದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ 10 ಸಾರಿ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ನಿಂಗೆ ಹುಷಾರಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಅರ್ಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ದೆ.
ಒಂದ್ ನಿಮಿಷ, ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನ್ ಮಾಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಾ?
ಈ ಒನ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಲವ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಹುಡುಗರು ಪ್ರೀತಿ ತಾಯಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗೆ. ತನ್ ಮಕ್ಳು ಇಷ್ಟ ಪಡ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡ್ಲಿ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವಳ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ನಾವು.
ಸಂತೋಷ. ನೀವ್ ಹೀಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇರಿ. ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ಒಂದಿನ ಬೀದಿಗೆ ಬೀಳ್ತೀರಾ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾನೇ ಬಂದು ನಿಮ್ ಕೈಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. ಬರ್ಲಾ? ಹೊರಡೋಣ?
ಹಲೋ, ಈಗ್ಲೂ ಬೀದಿಲೇ ನಿಂತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನೀನ್ ಹೃದಯ ಕೊಟ್ಟೋಗು. ಹಾಯ್, ನೀವು ಲೂಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಹೊಡಿತಾವಳಲ್ಲ. ನಾನೇ ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಹೊಡೆದ್ರೆ? ಹಲೋ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮೀ, ನನ್ನ ಲವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಡಿ.
ಅದೇ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಆದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ ಕಣ್ಗಳು ಬೇರೆ ಏನೋ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದೆ? ಏನೋ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದೆ.
ಪಾಪು ಅಂತ.
ಹಾ?
ನನ್ನ ತಾಯಿ ಕಣ್ಗಳ ತರನೇ ಇದೆ ನಿನ್ ಕಣ್ಗಳು.
Okay, so the two times are over. I will do a sentence by sentence translation now.
ನೋಡ್ದೆ ನಗಾಡ್ದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ 10 ಸಾರಿ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ನಿಂಗೆ ಹುಷಾರಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಅರ್ಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ದೆ.
Okay, he says last week ನಿನಗೆ ಹುಷಾರಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಅರ್ಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದೆ. The meaning of this sentence is last week when you were not well, when it was told that you were not well, I did archane. Archane means a prayer, special prayer in the temple. I got archana done in your name so that you will get better. That's what it means. So now let's look at it word by word. Ninage, for you. Ninage is Ninu, Ninage fourth vibhakti. Husharilla, Husharu means health. Illa means no, meaning not well. Okay, this is the expression you use to say Nanage Husharilla, Avrige Husharilla, like that. Husharilla doesn't have any tense. You can use it for anybody. Nanu, Neenu, Avaru, Avalu. Everything will be Husharilla, not well. Okay, so like what I said, Husharu also means, by the way, also means careful or to take care. Okay, Husharu, if you say, okay, alli hogtira Husharu, you are going there, be careful. There also you can say Husharu. Okay, now next he says Anta, like that. Like that. Heldaga, Helidaga means when told. Okay, Helu is tell. Heli is after having told. This is past verbal participle. Heli, and then aga gets added to it. As you remember, aga is a suffix. When you add it, it means when. Adding when. So when it was told to me that you are not well, that's what it means. When it was told to me that you are not well, maybe a friend or somebody would have told. Okay, archane madiside. Archane is a special prayer like what I said in the temple. Madiside. Okay, madu is do. Madisu, to make do. Okay, madisu, madiside. I got it done. Okay, madiside is I got it done. This is simple past tense. Madiside, nanu madiside. Okay, first person singular. That's what he said. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay.
ಒಂದ್ ನಿಮಿಷ,
ಇದು
ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನ್ ಮಾಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಾ?
Okay. She says ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ, ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಮಾಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಾ? Okay, so ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ means 1 minute. Did I ask you to do all this? That's what she's trying to say. Let's do a word by word translation. ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ is 1 minute. one ನಿಮಿಷ is minute. ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ is ಇದು, ಇದನ್ನು plus ಎಲ್ಲ is ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ. So ಇದು becomes ಇದನ್ನು, second vibhakti, meaning it's an object of a sentence. So ಇದನ್ನು, ಎಲ್ಲ means all this, right? ನಾನು I, ಮಾಡು, here ಮಾಡು means it's a command. Okay, it's imperative mood, second person singular. Okay, when you tell somebody maadu means you're asking them to do something without any respect, nothing. It's like a command. Now the thing to be noticed, the root verbs of Kannada, all the root verbs of Kannada are actually commands as it is. If you say hogu, maadu, nodu, all these are commands, and they are also the root verb itself. That's the beauty of Kannada. Okay, maadu anta, like that. Helidana means did I tell? How did you get it? Helu means tell. Helide means I told. Simple past, first person singular. Helidana, when you add na to it, it becomes a question. Did I tell? When you say helide, it means I told. Okay, when you say helidana, when you add the na to it, it becomes did I tell, like a question. Okay, that's how the clitics are used. Okay, let's move on.
ಈ ಒನ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಲವ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಹುಡುಗರು ಪ್ರೀತಿ ತಾಯಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗೆ.
Okay, he says ಈ ಒನ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಲವ್ ಮಾಡುವ ಹುಡುಗರ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ತಾಯಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗೆ. What he means is, as a complete sentence is, the boys who do this one side love, it is like being like a mother. That's what he says. Let's do a word by word translation. E is this one side love ಮಾಡುವ ಹುಡುಗರ. Okay, one side love, okay, ಮಾಡುವ means it's basically from madu, do, maduva, that which is being done. It's present relative participle. Okay, that which is being done. What is being done? One side love. The one side love, that is that which is being done by who? By hudugaru, hudugara. So here the boys apostrophe, sixth vibhakti. So the one side love doing boys is priti, right? I mean boys is love, right? The love itself, tayi iddage. Tayi means mother. Iddage is towards idda hage. Okay, like being there, like being a mother. That's what it means. So iru becomes iru is be, idda, that which was. So this is past relative participle. Idda, what was the idda? The mother being there. Hage, like that. It is like the mother being there. Let's move on.
ತನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡ್ಲಿ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವಳ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ.
Okay, he says ತನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಇಷ್ಟಪಡಲಿ ಬಿಡಲಿ, ಆದರೆ ಅವಳ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ನಾವು. Okay, I didn't put that ಇದು ನಾವು, but I'll add that ಇದು ನಾವು. Okay, ತನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು. So this is ತನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು. Okay, her own children. Okay, I'll give the full sentence. What he says is her children, the mother, he's talking about the mother, her children, whether they like or whether they don't like the mother, the doesn't matter. The mother always gives the same love. Her love doesn't go down. That's what he's saying. So let's do a word by word translation and grammar. Tanna makkalu, her own children. So here makkalu means children, maga means son, makkalu means children. Now here tanna comes from tanu. Tanu becomes tanna, sixth vibhakti. Now just like nanu, right? Nanu means I. Tanu is basically when you are narrating about a person as a third person, when you are narrating a story and you are saying her children. If you want to say that, you have to say tanna makkalu. So tanu comes that way. Just like nanu, instead of na, you have to replace it with ta. So if you want to tell she went to the market with her children, ಅವಳು ತನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಹೋದಳು, like that. Okay, that's how the tanna works. So ತಾನು, right? ತಾನು becomes tanna. ತನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು. Okay, ಇಷ್ಟಪಡಲಿ means let them like. This is imperative mood. ಇಷ್ಟಪಡು, ಪಡು is an auxiliary verb. ಪಡು means to experience. Ishta means like. So likeness, right? So experiencing the likeness, ishtapadu, kashtapadu, anything that you, an emotion that you feel, you have to add padu in Kannada, right? For example, if you feel feeling hardship or dukkha for example, sadness, right? In dukkha is actually sadness. If you want to say I feel sadness, I'm feeling sad, right? Then you say ನಾನು ದುಃಖ ಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. So that padu auxiliary verb is what you have to conjugate. ನಾನು ದುಃಖ ಪಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಅವನು ದುಃಖ ಪಡ್ತಾನೆ, like that. So that's how in Kannada you have to add the padu to any emotion to make it into a verb. So that's why this padu is a auxiliary verb. Okay, ishtapadu is like, ishtapadali is a imperative mode, which means third person singular and plural. Ishtapadli, let them like it, let them, you want to say, right? Ishtapadli, right? That li is added is to give that imperative mood, saying let them like. Bidali, let them leave. Leave means not like. Okay, bidu, bidali. So bidu means leave, bidali, let them leave. Again, this is imperative mood, third person singular and plural, it's the same. To say let them do something, right? Or let them see, if you want to say nodu, nodali, madu, madali. So that ali, when you add as a suffix, it means let thing. Okay, when you want to say let. Okay, then next, adare, but avala priti, her love, yavattu kadime. Yavattu means never ever. Yavattu is an expression that means never ever, never at all. Kadime means reduce. Okay, agalla is will not become. So it comes from agu, and then the negative simple present tense of agu is agalla. Okay, now so this is what agalla, negative present tense. Then idu navu, he says idu, this is us, we are like men. He's talking about boys who are doing this one side love. So he's saying idu navu. So let's continue.
ಇದು ನಾವು.
ಸಂತೋಷ, ನೀವು ಹೀಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇರಿ.
Okay, she says Santosha, ನೀವು ಹೀಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೇ ಇರಿ. Okay, so what she says, I'm happy, let it be that way. You like this only, you keep loving me. That's what she's saying. So word by word is Santosha is happy, ನೀವು, you, with respect, ನೀವು, ಹೀಗೆ means like this, ಹಾಗೆ like that. Okay, so hige means like this, hage is like that. It's like this only. Nan, when they say nan, it's nanna, me, object of a sentence, second vibhakti. Preeti, love. Martane iri. Okay, how do you get martane? Be doing, continue to do. That's what it means. Okay, madu, marta is the present verbal participle of madu. Marta, it's a for continuous tense, you have to add marta, nodta, like that. Martane, the ne is added to give that clitic, to say keep on doing this, I can't do anything about it, like that. You keep on, it's already a continuous tense and you want to give more emphasis to it. That's why this ne is at martane iri means iru's imperative mood, second person plural is iri, meaning you be there, you be like that. Iri, like what I told, is also can also be used to say wait, iri, like that, wait. Okay, so that's what this sentence is. Let's move on.
ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ಒಂದಿನ ಬೀದಿಗೆ ಬೀಳ್ತೀರಾ.
Then she says, ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ದಿನ ನೀವು ಬೀದಿಗೆ ಬೀಳ್ತೀರಾ. ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು, okay, what it means, one day or the other you will come to the streets, you will fall in the street, meaning you will become like waste, useless, like that she's saying, if you continue to be keeping on loving like this. Okay, now let's do a word by word. Ondalla ondu dina is an expression. Ondu is one, dina means day. Actually the expression means one day or the other, or some day. Okay, ondu alla ondu dina. Okay, that's what it is. It's an expression, you have to use it together. Then neevu, you, beedige, beedi means street, beedige, to the street, fourth vibhakti. Beedi can also be used for road. Beeltira, how did beeltira will fall, beelu means fall, beeltira, second person simple present, which is used for future tense also in spoken Kannada, as you all know. The simple present is used for future tense also. You will fall, right? Second person plural. Neevu beeltira, neevu beeltira, that's why it's second person plural. Let's move on.
ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾನೇ ಬಂದು ನಿಮ್ ಕೈಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ, ಬರ್ಲಾ, ಹೊರಡೋಣ.
Okay, she says, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾನೇ ಬಂದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೈಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. ಬರಲಾ, ಹೊರಡೋಣವಾ, like that. So what she is saying is, later, after you fall in the street, later I myself will come and give something in your hand, because you'll become like a beggar. I'll give something in your hand, some money in your hand. I'll give and go. She says like that, meaning very sarcastically. And then she says, barla, okay, shall I leave? And then ಹೊರಡೋಣವಾ, she is talking to her friend and say, shall we start? Okay, now let's do a word by word. ಆಮೇಲೆ means later. Okay, ಆಮೇಲೆ is a full word, it means later. ನಾನೇ ಬಂದು, ನಾನೇ, so ನಾನು is I, ನಾನೇ means I myself, it's a clitic, I myself, I only, right? ಬಂದು comes from baru is past tense is bandu, after coming. Bandu is, if your bandu actually is a past verbal participle, after coming. I myself, after coming. Nimma kaige, to your hand. Kai is hand, kaige fourth vibhakti, nimma kaige ಏನಾದರೂ. ಏನು means what. When you add adaru to it, it means something at all. So you can use it for this, okay, ನನಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಕೊಡಿ, ನನಗೆ ಹಸಿವಾಗ್ತಿದೆ. Say for example, I am feeling hungry, give me something to eat. If you want to say like that, right? Something means anything. Okay, so if you want to say like that, you have to add adaru to ಏನು, ಏನಾದರೂ. Now this adaru can be added to how, right? How means ಹೇಗೆ. Okay, then you say ಹೇಗಾದರೂ. When you say ಹೇಗಾದರೂ, somehow get the work done. ಹೇಗಾದರೂ ಕೆಲಸ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಡಿ, right? Like that. So this ಆದರೂ gives you that feeling of somewhat, like that. Okay, somewhat to whatever is the question to which you are adding the ಆದರೂ, it will become like that. Somehow. How means somehow, like that. So ಏನಾದರೂ means something, which is not some specific thing, but something like what she means is money. Okay, that's how this ಆದರೂ gets added to question words. Then ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ, give and go. So it is two verbs here. ಕೊಡು becomes ಕೊಟ್ಟು. ಕೊಡು is give. ಕೊಟ್ಟು after having given, past verbal participle. ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ, will go. So ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ, ಹೋಗು means go. ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ will go. This is simple present tense, first person singular. So the concept of past verbal participle is used whenever you have two verbs, two actions, one after the other. The first action will be in past verbal participle. That's why this kodu becomes kottu. Give. First I will give and then I will go. For example, first I'll go to the market and then I'll go to the movie. If you want to say like that, going to the market, you have to say it in past verbal participle. That is the whole purpose of past verbal participle. When you want to talk about a sequence of actions, okay, and you see past verbal participle, past relative participle coming very, very often in all these what you call short films, and I mean all conversations. Okay, ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ, I will go. Then she says barla means, again it's a imperative mood, it's come from baru. Okay, so what barla means is shall I come, but it's a very polite way of saying shall I take leave. Okay, in at least in South India, in all the languages, you don't say I will go. When you are leaving somebody's house, you won't say I will go, you will say I will come. It's a polite way of saying that you are leaving. Okay, baru is come, barala is shall I come. It's an imperative mood, first person singular, and it's interrogative. It will always be interrogative. For example, nanu barla means shall I come. Okay, naan madla, shall I do the work, like that. Naan madla, naan hogla, shall I go, like that. So this adding la will automatically make it as a question that you are asking, shall I. It's like you're asking permission whether you can do something. That's the whole concept of imperative mood, and that's how you do it, by adding the la. Barla, she's saying. Again, horadonva, again same thing is imperative mood. Horadu means to start. Starting a journey is called horadu. Whenever you are starting a journey, then you use the word horadu. Okay, so journey or moving out of a place, then you can use the word horadu. Or a thing is moving, the train is moving, train is leaving the station. Okay, then you will say horadu. Train horadatte, right? Or train horatta ide, it is moving, like that. So horadu means start. Horadonva, right? This onva is again an imperative mood, first person plural. If you're talking about your let us leave, she's talking to her friend, so there are two people, right? So when you want to say plural, then horadonva. If you want to say plural of barla is for one person, right? Baronva, you can say, right? Hogonva, onva is for question. Hogona means let us go, right? Tinnona means let us eat. Tinnonva, when you add that va, it becomes a question. Okay, that's what she says. Horodon va. Shall we start? Then move on. Let's move on. Okay.
ಹಲೋ, ಈಗ್ಲೂ ಬೀದಿಲ ನಿಂತಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನೀನ್ ಹೃದಯ ಕೊಟ್ಟೋಗು.
Okay, he says hello. ಈಗಲೂ ಬೀದಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಂತಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಿನ್ನ ಹೃದಯ ಕೊಟ್ಟೋಗು. What he means is, even now I am standing on the street. Okay, give your heart and go. That's the full sentence meaning. Let's do a word by word. ಈಗಲೂ. Iga means now. ಈಗಲೂ, the lu, right, is added as a clitic to say now also, even now. Why you have to wait for me to come to the street? Now, even now I'm on the street only. That's what it means. So, igalu. See, that's the beauty of clitic, Clitic really helps you to give a lot of emotion to words just by adding those clitic suffixes. Okay. Bidiyalle, again one more clitic. Bidiyalle, bidiyalli, bidi is street. Bidiyalli means in the street, 7th vibhakti. But when you say bidiyalle, in the street only, I'm not in my house or whatever, I'm in the street only. Like that, bidiyalle. So, it's a clitic. Right? ಬೀದಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಂತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಿಂತಿದ್ದೀನಿ is have stood. So it comes from nillu. Nillu means stand. Okay. Nillu is stand. The nintu is a past verbal participle of nillu. After having stood, nintiddini. So here it is a present perfect tense. So whenever you want to create a present perfect tense, you have to first take the verb and convert it to past verbal participle. That's what he has done. Nint iddini. So iddini will be conjugated. Iru will be conjugated for first person singular. ನಾನು ನಿಂತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾನು, ಸೊ ಯು ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ವರ್ಬ್, ಮೇನ್ ವರ್ಬ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ನಿಲ್ಲು ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ changed to past verbal participle, and that's how you get the present perfect tense. Okay. ಹೃದಯ, heart. ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗು, again two words here. Two verbs here, same thing. Kodu becomes kottu after having given past verbal participle. Hogu is a command. He is just telling it as an imperative mood to her second person singular. Kottu hogu, give and go. He is saying like that. Let's move on.
ಹಾಯ್, ನೀವು ಲೂಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ.
Okay, he says, ಹಾಯ್, ನೀವು ಲೂಸ್ ಹೇರಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. Okay, so what he means is, in loose hair you are looking very good. He's giving a compliment to her. Okay, let's do a word by word. ನೀವು, you, loose hair ಅಲ್ಲಿ, in loose hair, 7th vibhakti. ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ, ತುಂಬ is very nicely, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ is nicely. ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಕಾಣಿಸು. So it comes from are looking here. So ಕಾಣು means to see. Kanisu means appear. Kanisu is the causative verb of kanu. See, to make see. Right? To make see. Kanisu, which means to appear. Kanista iddira. So this is present continuous tense. Kanisu, kanista. If you remember present continuous tense, you just have to add the suffix ta. Marta iddini, nodta iddini, like that. That means a present continuous tense. So in spoken Kannada, if you want to say something that is happening in the present, you use present continuous tense. Because the simple present tense is used specifically for future tense. So you have to use present continuous tense to talk about presently going on things. Okay. Kanista iddira, neevu. So neevu kanista iddira means second person plural. So neevu iddira. So this matches. Kanista is the main verb. Iru becomes iddira. Neevu iddira. So you are looking good. You can also say neevu iddiri iddira. So iddira iddiri is very subtle difference. It is a matter of style and used in a very certain grammatical places where iddira is preferred than iddiri. Okay. There is something like a rhetorical question. When you have a rhetorical question, then you use this iddira. Okay. If not, you normally use iddiri. So iddiri is mostly used. Iddira can also be used purely for style. So he's saying you are looking good in loose hair. Let's move on.
ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಹೊಡಿತಾವಳಲ್ಲ, ನಾನೇ ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಹೊಡೆದ್ರೆ? ಹಲೋ.
Okay, he's saying, so he says you are looking good with loser, then she's tying her hair purposely to irritate him or whatever. So he's saying ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಹೊಡಿತವಳಲ್ಲ, ನಾನೇ ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಹೊಡಿದರೆ, like a question. So here what he says is, whatever I'm saying, she is purposely doing the opposite of it. right? So I know that she's irritating me. What if I purposely tell the opposite? Then she will tell the right thing. That's what he's trying to. He's trying to play a prank with her. So here I'll do a word by word. Nano is I. Helidakella, for all that were told. So how do you get this? Helu, tell. Okay, heliddu. Now heliddu is a past tense gerund form. Okay, now we know wudu is a suffix for gerund, right? So wudu basically converts a verb to a noun. Similarly, iddu also converts a verb to a noun, but here in the past tense. Okay, that's why iddu. Heliddu means what was that which was told, or what was told. What was told, whatever is statement, whatever I am telling. So that's why helidakella, helidakke is a fourth vibhakti. For whatever things that I am telling, for whatever things that I told, for all the things that ella is all, for all the things that I told. That's what this helidakella. Okay, helidakella. Okay, ulta hodittavala, ulta hodittavalalla. Here ulta hodittavale plus alla. Now this hodittavale is like a, what you call as a in space, in a very what you call not a sarcastic, in a certain what exact word is not sarcastic, in a funny way. Okay, you say this. Actually what it means is ulta hodittale. Okay, that is third person singular feminine, hodittale. Okay, but hodittavale they use when like what I said, in certain parts of Kannada, specifically in Mandya, they say this when they want to say it sarcastically or in a funny manner. Hodittavale. Okay, actually what he means is hodittale. Okay, which is third person singular, feminine gender. Allah means isn't it. That's what this ulta hodittavalalla. Okay, he's doing the reverse. Nane, I myself. Again this is a clitic. Nanu is I. Nane means I myself. Okay, ulta hodidare, reverse. Ulta is reverse. Hodidare, hodi means to hit. I didn't mention that. Hodi means to hit. Okay, so hodi is so hodit. That's the, so that verb is being used to say ulta hodi is a general expression to say to reverse something. Okay, nane ulta hodidare. If I do the reverse, right? Hodida, nanu hodidare. How it comes? Hodida is a past relative participle. Hodida, then you add re. So whenever you want to add the conditional mood of something, if I myself do a reverse, so you want to add that if, right? How do you do it? You take that verb, convert it to past relative participle, hodida. Okay, then add re to it. It will become if that action. Madidare, nodidare, nodu, nodida, nodidare. Kodu, kottare. Kodu is a irregular verb. That's why kodu becomes kottu. Kotta. Okay. Kotta, kottare. If I give. Non kottare. Okay. So there are certain verbs, around 13 verbs in Kannada which is normally spoken, or which is all irregular. Irregular meaning you cannot use the general rule to do the translation to relative, past relative participle or past verbal participle. Just you need to use a special form. But it's very easy to remember. Okay. So let's move on. Okay.
ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮೀ, ನನ್ನ ಲವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ.
So he's trying to do that ulta. So he's saying, excuse me, nannan love madabedi. So nannan, so don't love me. So he wants to say the opposite just to play a prank on her. Okay. So nannan is nannanna, second vibhakti, me. Love madabedi, don't love me. Right. Madabedi means don't do. Okay. Don't do love. Like that he's saying. Let's move on. Okay.
ಅದು ಈ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ.
Okay, so she says adu ee janmadalli sadhya illa. Adu that ee janmadalli, in this so let me do the full sentence. In this life it is not possible. That's what she's saying. Word by word, let's do. Adu that ee this janmadalli, janma is life, janmadalli in this life, seventh vibhakti, sadhya possible, illa sadhya illa, illa is no, not possible. She's saying without understanding his prank. But then let's move on.
ಆದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ ಕಣ್ಗಳು ಬೇರೆ ಏನೋ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ಆದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಗಳು ಬೇರೆ ಏನೋ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ he becomes serious now. He's not continuing with the prank. He's saying ಆದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಗಳು ಬೇರೆ ಏನೋ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಆದರೆ but your eyes are telling something else. Okay, he is becoming serious now. He is not continuing with the prank. So let's do a word by word. Adare, but. Nim is nimma, your. Okay, neevu nimma, your with respect. Kangalu, kannu means eyes, right? Kanu means to see. See, it's all the same, what you call the root verb kanu. Kanu, kannu. Kannu means eye, right? Kangalu, two eyes. So that's why plural. Kangalu. Bere eno. Bere means other, some other. Bere eno. Eno is eno. When you add eno, something else. Okay? Bere eno. Helta ide. Helu, helta ide. Again, present continuous tense. Helu, helta ide. It is. Because eyes are neuter gender. So, so in Kannada, people who are from Hindi will find it much easier. In South Indian languages, typically, only humans are what you call masculine and feminine gender. Everything else, animals, objects, everything else is neuter gender. So it becomes very, very easy. So here eyes is a neuter gender. So elta ide, that's why the ide is used. Iru verbs, ide means it's a neuter gender. And neuter gender, by the way, is always third person. There is no first person, second person neuter gender, because you don't talk to a neuter gender, right? You always talk to people. So South Indian languages, right, just for comparison, makes this grammar, these type of grammar parts very easy. There are certain grammar parts are difficult, I agree, but there are certain parts which are very logical, right, where animals and objects don't speak back to you, so you don't have to be in first person or second person. Animals talking to themselves, we cannot narrate it, so you cannot put it in first person or second person. Objects also cannot, so it will always be third person, meaning you will be talking about a neuter gender thing, right? That's why it's a third person, always third person. And neuter gender doesn't can be singular or plural is fine, and everything else other than humans is neuter gender. Okay, let's move on. Helta ide is present continuous tense.
ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದೆ? ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದೆ?
So she is getting very angry and she says ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದೆ, ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದೆ. What is it telling? Eno means the eno is without respect, because she is very angry. And what tell me what it is telling. Okay, so let's do a word by word. En heltide. En is enu, what. Heltide is a compact present continuous form. So present continuous has got two forms. One is the helta ide, which is a long form. Heltide means compact form. So she's saying what is it telling, right? Eno helta ide means eno again is a clitic, because the O is added to address a male without respect, right? And eno, if it is female, it will be ene, right? If it is what you call with respect, you will only say enu, right, with respect. Let's move on. Or you can say, even ultra respect, you want to say enri. You can add the re to give respect. I've talked about this in the previous videos. Enri. Okay, let's move on.
ಪಾಪು ಅಂತ.
ಹಾ?
ನನ್ನ ತಾಯಿ ಕಣ್ಗಳ ಥರನೇ ಇದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಗಳು.
Okay. He says papu anta nan tayin kangal tara ide nim kangalu. So papu is the verb. Papu is a word. Okay, papu anta, like that. So papu anta nan tayin kangal tara ide nim kangalu means your eyes are looking like my mother's eyes. That's what the sentence means. So let's do a word by word. Papu anta. Papu is literally saying the word papu. That's why papu anta, like that. It is saying papu. The eyes are saying the word papu. That's why the anta is being used. Nan means nanna, my. Tayin, tayina. Okay, mother's. Tayi, tayina. Sixth vibhakti. Kangal, when they say kangal, it's actually kangalu. Eyes, plural. Kangal, kannu, kangalu. Tara ide, similar, it is tara ide. It is similar to. Right? Iru becomes ide. Third person, singular, neuter gender. Even though it's kangalu, you don't say ive. Ive is the plural form. Because it's spoken Kannada, neuter gender, they'll always use ide. Only in newsreader and all will say ive and all. Spoken Kannada will take neuter gender in always singular, because it's easy to speak. People understand it, right? Because you've already said kangalu. Nim, your. Neevu, sixth vibhakti is nimma kangalu. So your eyes are looking like my mother's eyes. I think this is the last slide. Let me play it and see. Correct. So I'm back to the first slide. So this was the last slide. As usual, like what I say, the same patterns are going to repeat. You will have was past verbal participle, past relative participle, present continuous tense, present tense. So same things will keep on repeating. The more videos you watch, right, and more you analyze, you will find that only limited verbs are used. There are only like 20-30 verbs that are used, and the nouns are also very limited. You can easily pick up. It's not an issue at all. Okay, so I hope this video was useful to you. I'll see you in the next video. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.